Settle in, friends, because the hits just keep on coming, as the expression goes. After what we've already seen from this show, I doubt I need to explain that.
All right, let's get into the groove. Cause it's what's in the groove that counts. And remember my slogan, shake it, but don't break it. And if you can't shake it, then fake it.
I lived through the entire disco era and never once felt the need to participate. I've never even seen Saturday Night Fever. I remember one of my young nieces complaining because they had to learn disco dancing in school. But those who liked it a lot.
Drink.
I'm sorry, it was a mistake.
$2 a shot and you just threw it away. Ugh, I hate gin.
So do I, but unlike you, I'm actually old enough to drink it legally. This place has a well-deserved reputation for not checking IDs.
Everybody wants to be a tough guy. But I'm ready for anything.
Some of these kids don't look old enough to drive.
Good thing, too, with all the drinking they do.
That's Al. His boss Ernie owns the place. Before this scene, we saw the two of them bouncing a guy out the door. I've never actually seen that happen, but I did have an incident that required a bouncer once. I was by the karaoke stage waiting to talk to the DJ when this very drunk gal in front of me climbed onto the stage to take her turn singing. At least she tried. She didn't quite make it. She got about 3/4 of the way up and I heard her go, "Woo!" And I just told myself, here we go. She started toppling back toward me, so I put my arms straight out like this and caught her under the arms. Her feet slid off the stage and onto the floor, whereupon I eased her down there to join them. By this time, one of the bouncers was behind me, and when I saw him and made sure she wasn't going to tip over, I stepped back and said, "She's all yours." I'm reasonably sure she would have been seriously hurt if I hadn't caught her, because she was in no shape to catch herself. I sometimes wonder why these things always happen to me. I'm sure David is intimidated by the gun. He's just doing a good job of hiding it. He likes to smile and nod and keep his job. That's a very good thing, too, because an old friend just came back into his life. That's Alice Morrow. Her father was one of David's best friends. He introduced her to the most famous Alice of all, and they would quote the book at each other. Then her father died, and her mother took Alice and moved to Canada. He hasn't seen or heard from her since, but he'd know her anywhere. And she's a phenomenal dancer. She and her partner Louie are the star pair of the Pandemonium Disco. They're good enough that they're ready to start entering contests.
Supreme!
Well, let's have a toast, okay? This is the stupidest tea party I ever was at in all my life.
All right, right on, Alice.
I'll never go there again, said Alice as she picked her way through the wood. It's the stupidest tea party I was ever at in all my life.
She still quotes it. Will she remember David? First things first, she's only 16 and her mother lives in Canada. What's she doing here? Let's ask her mother.
Yes, hello. Is Mrs. Morrow there?
No, may I leave word?
Do you know where she could be reached?
No, sir, she's in Europe.
Oh, well, it's about her daughter.
Alice, is she all right?
Yes, I think so. I wanted to find out why she's so far away from home.
Sir, may I ask who's calling?
Well, I was a friend of her father's.
We appreciate your concern, but from what I hear, Alice has been running away since she was 14. The police bring her back, and she's gone again in a couple of days.
Let's don't ask her mother. We got more information from the maid anyway. David has appointed himself to keep an eye on her and try to watch out for her.
Blonde, isn't she?
Well, yeah, she is. More important, why is she dancing with Louis? That's Molly. She kinda has designs on Louis.
Can't keep up with him anymore. One dance, I'm ready to collapse.
Why don't you try orange juice straight?
If everyone would mind their own business, the world would go around a deal faster than it does.
Yes, but the rest of the quote changes the meaning completely. A deal faster than it does, which would not be an advantage.
In the flashbacks, she looks to be about 5 or 6, so I'm surprised she doesn't recognize David.
The Duchess to Alice. Lewis Carroll's an old friend of mine. You seem to know his works pretty well.
I got my first Alice book for a birthday present when I was little.
Yeah, he can describe it to you and tell you who gave it to you. The big mystery for this episode is, will David ever reveal himself to her? The way she talks, most everything surrounding her father's death except the book is a blank to her.
You live around here?
Oh, you could say I live here. For today. I'm like my mother in that way. She lives here, there, everywhere. Just places to stash her furs and jewels. Except for this one. This is room and board for the next 6 months.
Home is that bad?
Home is perfect. My mother's perfect. Here's to a perfect mother.
That's as much as we're going to get. She doesn't talk much about her mother.
Why don't you get your own date and leave my old lady alone? Got it, Jack?
David.
Come on, Louis. He's a good guy.
Yeah? Come on, let's get out of here.
Insecure much, Louis? Throughout the episode, he'll say over and over again, "She loves me." Watching that scene, I'm guessing if he says it enough by the end of the episode, he may even believe it.
Alcoholism, especially among teenagers, is epidemic. I'm testifying at a grand jury hearing later this afternoon about it. Yeah? We can't buy the equipment. Try for a donation. Alice will just have to come to us. You can't force an alcoholic to get help.
It's true. As a minister I once knew used to say, you have to get your want to going. That's true of anything, but it's especially true in this situation because alcohol is insidious. I know this personally. I didn't get into trouble with it, but that's only because I saw where I was headed and had a little come to Jesus meeting with myself. The result was totally dry for the next 25 years. Now I have strict limits and I've learned to enjoy my life within them. I've learned to drink for the taste, not for the effect. Some people can't do that. To them I say, if you're tempted, talk to somebody. If nothing else, drop a comment and talk to me. I'll do my best. That's what David wants to do for Alice right now, but he doesn't know how.
She won't even admit that she has a problem.
Now, you've got to tell me what else I can do.
Report the disco for serving minors. The alcohol control board is just down the hall. Phone it in anonymously if you want. It might just cut her supply.
Suddenly, Ernie is getting a visit from the alcohol board representative.
I'm paying you big bucks. You want to tell me for what?
You can't bribe a grand jury. Now, since the hearing started, all the clubs have been taking heat for serving minors.
Neighborhood cleanup.
Just keep cool for a few nights. Let them close a few porno theaters. Get it out of their system.
That means Alice only gets orange juice in her orange juice. How's she handling it? Oh, if you're surprised that that guy is on the take, why?
Babe, get a load of this. We are superstars. Ernie has got them plastered all over town. I mean, he's promoting this thing like an Ali fight. Hey, look at that. You look awful.
Thanks a lot. I need a drink. They're checking IDs everywhere.
You have got to start learning how to handle the booze. Like me. I mean, I can take it or leave it.
Just shut up.
We're watching someone who should be a much bigger star than she is. She's just getting warmed up.
Daddy? Daddy will tell me what to do.
What do you mean, Alice?
Daddy will tell me what to do.
Alice?
The broken glass on the dance floor. Clean it up.
Yeah, I will.
Now.
David has a feeling that whatever the DTs are doing to Alice, it's going to be pretty bad. He should be so lucky.
Be careful. Come on down. Hold on. Hey, Alice. Come on down, Alice. It's Alice. She said she followed some white rabbit down the hole. Come on down. Hold on.
She followed a white rabbit in a hole and wound up there. I don't think the rabbit likes her.
How'd you get up there?
It's a fire escape, but she pulled it up after her. I should never have gone after Louie.
Molly, call the fire department. Molly!
Oh.
It's a good thing he asked Molly because Alice probably has no idea how she got up there. David breaks into the abandoned building, falls through some rotting stairs and slices his leg open, but he will get to the door on the roof if it kills him.
Daddy? We'll help you. Daddy? Daddy? Wait a second, Alice. Where's the white rabbit?
As you watch her go through this, the things she sees and hears and imagines reveal just how much of a child she still is.
Where's the white rabbit? Daddy, where's the white rabbit in Wonderland? Hey, Alice.
This performance is on par with every other one we've seen.
Who's gonna miss me tonight?
I'm not sure what it is, but she reminds me a lot of Sally Field, and she's equally talented. Her name is Donna Wilkes. She was 20 when she did this show, and it was only her 4th trip in front of the camera. I suspect she's extremely selective about her roles and likes to have a life in addition to acting. She took a break from 1991 to 2013 to raise her daughter, for example. Going by this performance, anybody who gets her on set with their script won't be disappointed. David needs to get up there right now, but he can't get the door open. Sorry, he doesn't do kersplats.
Please let me fall.
She's starting to snap out of it. Her friends have followed David's path up the stairs, without getting a gash in the leg, which will never be mentioned again.
You can't be real. You're not real.
Look at that!
What is it?
I don't know!
If he's a hallucination, they're having it too.
Went to the hospital. Every orderly on the ward is looking for you.
Look, I'm a runaway, and hospitals ask too many questions.
She has a point, but she's starting to realize that she's hit that ever-famous rock bottom. Last night proved it.
The one night I didn't have a drink, I really tripped out. I can't believe it.
Delirium tremors?
DTs? Pink elephants?
Well, when the body is deprived of alcohol, it does go through withdrawal, hallucinations. Bad ones.
That's what I had, all right. I can't believe it. I don't know which is worse, drinking or not drinking. Either way, things just get worse.
As long as you sit there and don't take any action, they will. She's on that bench because she didn't have the strength to make it home. She collapsed right there. I think she's ready.
If you don't like your life, you can change it.
I wouldn't know where to start.
How about breakfast?
Then what?
Well, there is someone I'd like you to meet, someone I think that could help.
She's so weak he practically has to carry her, but as we saw when she was dancing with Louie, she's 5'2" and probably weighs about 12 ounces, so it's not a challenge for him even without hulking out.
You're sure going through a lot of trouble for me.
Come on.
He's not telling her who he is. Really, it's not that important. She is what matters. A few years ago, a girl not much older than her told me her life was over. This was real. Her parents kicked her out when she turned 18 and told her she was an adult, go be one. No money, no job, no place to live, and needless to say, she wound up in a homeless camp living with a guy who supplied her with heroin. She told me, what kind of life do I have? May as well drop out and do drugs. At least that feels good. I told her the same thing that I'll tell Alice. You are so young and you have no idea the fantastic world that's out there. You can have a life, and if you need help to start turning things around, here's my number. Call me. But you have to take that first step. Please, please, please take it. I was practically on my knees begging her. She was all of 22. If Alice keeps drinking, it's a very short step to the other stuff. If you have a drinking problem, pay attention. Joan Roberts is going to let you in on a secret. You're not alone. We're here for you.
You Louis Shaw?
Yeah?
I'm Jack McGee from the National Register.
Oh, you're here to interview me. Your paper's Disco Dude Contest. I entered it.
Oh, actually, I wanted to talk about Alice Morrow.
Oh. Well, she's my old lady. What do you want her for?
I want to interview her about the Hulk.
Oh, well, she was at County Hospital, but she split.
Louis is convinced that he and Alice are going to be world-famous dancers Or at least someday they'll get paid for doing this.
Anyway, I don't believe all that Hulk stuff.
Well, my paper is offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to the capture of the creature.
Hey, wait a minute. I'll find her. She'll talk to you. No problem.
10 grand would be a start. That's just shy of 50 grand today, so yeah, I could do a lot of things with that much. And you have to appreciate how Louis just assumes that if she does collect, she'll basically give it to him. He believes they have an equitable arrangement. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine also.
Hi, I'm Bernard, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Bernard.
I decided to cool it with my friends. They can handle the booze, but I couldn't.
Did it work?
Yeah. Once they sobered up, I decided I didn't like them anyway.
Sarah.
My name's Sarah, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I always found the whole hi so-and-so thing a little off-putting, but I've never been where these people are, so I refrain from judgment. It's a little thing, but simply being acknowledged like that says someone sees you, and someone cares.
We each need to find the reasons we drink and deal with them. What's your reason, Alice?
I like it.
That's bull.
A real cop-out.
What do you know?
Come on.
I'm just here as a favor to someone.
I don't think we believe that.
She still has the wall up that says, "You don't know me." Oh, yes, they do. Every one of them has been her, and they all said the same thing the first time they came. That's why they can call it out. They know.
I don't care what you believe. Any of you.
If you really feel like that, you can always leave.
Where do you get off telling me what I feel? You're only here because they pay you to babysit us.
Ooh, Alice, you just stepped in a big stinky one. Smackdown in progress.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know. 35?
I'm going to be 26 next week.
That got her attention. This is just one of the things alcohol does to you.
I started drinking when I was 13 years old. I've been sober now for 3 years. But when I was a teenager, there just wasn't any place to go for help. And I thought that no one had my problems or knew what made me drink. That's why I put this group together. If I'd had someone to talk to then, I'd have saved myself 10 years of hell.
I hope that little spanking got her to sit up and listen. So, Alice, do you want to look 35 when you're 26? Do you really expect anybody to believe that you're enjoying yourself?
Make it easy on yourself, Alice. You don't have to fight us. We've all been there before, Alice. We know it isn't easy.
Nobody's here to come down on you, just the opposite. Everybody is here to lift each other up and help each other get through just one more day successfully when it gets tough.
My name's Alice. And I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
When I was in the worst part of my drug addiction, there's no way to describe how alone I felt. I was never a partier. I popped my pills in secret, and I really thought nobody could tell I was high. I was only a year older than Alice, and the sense of loneliness was part of why I did the pills. The high helped me forget all that for a while. There were no groups like this for people like me, but thankfully I had a loving older sister who did drop a giant mallet on my head and say, "You're getting off this stuff." Without her, I'd probably have been dead of an overdose before 1970. Alice has taken the first step. But speaking of steps, there's a big problem.
We can't run your light for you, Alice, but we'll always help you over the rough spots.
I'm looking right at them. Alice and that busboy of yours, David. They're right outside the hearing room with one of the DA's expert witnesses.
I'll take care of it.
That paper Ernie's man is holding is a subpoena from that very same grand jury to explain why he shouldn't be prosecuted for selling alcohol to minors. The government man told him he probably had a snitch, a plant, working for him. Now he's sure he has two, and he knows who they are.
Hey, there's Louie. Oh, I got a lot to tell him. He's not gonna like it.
Look, I'll meet you back at your place later, okay?
She wants to talk to Louie about their future, but he just wants to talk about...
He adopt you or something?
Louie wants to talk about Louie. How dare she have a friend?
This is Jack McGee of the National Register.
Look, Louie, we gotta talk about tonight.
Hey, he wants to interview you about what happened to you last night. You know there's a $10,000 reward for that green thing? $10,000. That makes the dance contest money look like bus fare.
Louie, I'm not going back to the disco tonight. I've got to stop drinking.
Hey, $500 may not mean anything to you rich kids, but I really need it.
Again, he assumes he gets all of it. It's not hard to see that she's the real talent, and he's the wannabe who sees her as his ticket to stardom. True love, folks.
Alice, I just want to ask you a couple of questions about what happened to you last night.
Look, how long do you think you can live off a dance contest? Or some crazy newspaper contest?
Longer than you can stay sober.
I think Louie just got dumped. If he didn't, he should have.
Look, Alice told me that she's not going to dance with me tonight. And she said she's never coming back to the disco. And I'm going to lay you odds it's got something to do with that David guy. She's been seeing a lot of him lately. I don't know, maybe I can show Molly the routine.
No. You and Alice are the team, Louie.
Guess who else knows that Alice has been carrying Louie all this time? Ernie has his own reasons for disliking David. They're wrong reasons, but that won't stop him.
That $500 had my name written all over it.
Well, I got another $100 here with your name written all over it. You get Alice here tonight. I'm a businessman, Louie. When I promise, I gotta deliver.
She'll be here.
We know what's most important to Louie, and it ain't Alice.
And to get you ready for tonight.
You just don't get it, do you?
I get it, all right. If you mean giving up disco dancing as part of this so-called cure of yours.
No, I'm just scared. If I go back, I'll start drinking.
Come on, babe, it's only one night.
I don't have the willpower you have, Louie.
And I don't have a rich mommy to fall back on.
He likes to throw that in her face. If her rich mommy was bankrolling her, does he really think she'd be living here? He couldn't care less. This is all about him. Even a sleazy cryptoid chaser like Jack can see that.
Alice, why don't you tell me what happened after the Hulk grabbed you and tried to throw you off the roof?
I told you, I don't remember anything.
Come on, babe, cooperate with the man.
Cooperate? You don't want me. You need a partner. And you don't want to help. You need a story. Both of you can go find another meal ticket and leave me alone.
Alice, I think that I can help you remember.
Get out.
Louie can leave too. She just realized what he is and why he wants her drunk all the time. Once they're gone, David knocks and identifies himself.
So, Louie.
Yeah, he wants me to go back to the disco for the contest.
You gonna do it?
No, I can't. Not if I want to stay sober.
Well, even at the Pandemonium, the drinks are optional.
Yeah, for people like you and my mother. And even Louie. I'm not that strong. I'm an alcoholic.
It isn't a weakness, it's a disease. And running from it doesn't make it go away. If you run from the disco because you don't want to face booze, you may be missing out on the thing that's most important in your life. Dancing.
Louis may be mediocre and a selfish jerk, but he does make you look even better than you are. Get past this and get recognized, and maybe you can move on to partners who actually equal your talent.
David, you don't understand. This is something in me I have to control by myself.
I do understand. And you're right.
He understands that more than she'll ever know. And yes, he's leaving the bottle. It's not for him to deal with it. As she said, she has to handle this alone. She decided to just empty it out the window. She didn't realize there was a guy passing by below as she did. He said booze raining from heaven was the best day of his life.
Special delivery.
Now that's what I call rhythm. Ladies and gentlemen, that was couple number 4, the couple who knows how to get up, get down, and boogie.
Yeah, she thought about wearing the bow in her hair, but decided that didn't match the rest of her outfit. And yes, our man is introducing her and Louis. David really wants to see this.
I'd like to have a talk with you.
Let's go downstairs so we can hear. It's too bad we'll miss the dance contest. I know how much you wanted to watch your fellow think.
What?
You and Ellis, Finks.
Ow! David seriously has no idea what they're talking about until Ernie says they were seen outside the grand jury room. David says, I've never been in that room. That's not why we were in the building.
But she was seeing a counselor. Alice has a drinking problem.
She's gonna have more than a drinking problem.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Ernie. Call her, Joan Roberts. She'll tell you that I'm not lying.
Let me tell you something. You could play me a lot of ways, but you're making a big mistake by playing me stupid. Joan Roberts is one of the DA's prime witnesses. She'd say anything to get her 2 favorite stooges off the hook.
With her background, I can't imagine why she's crusading against predators like him who prey on the innocent. But obviously that makes things worse. They handcuff him to a chair and lock him in down here. They're going after Alice.
Great job, kids.
Hey, where you guys going?
I just want to talk to Alice alone. We'll be right back.
Come on back, Alice. Louis, give us some more.
Louie didn't like us.
Hey, come on, guys. Let's talk later. Hey, Alice, come on. They want more.
Later, Louis.
Hey, man, what's the story here? Can't you hear that applause? Come on, Alice, let's go.
Hey!
Or so they think. It's too bad he can't put a notice in the national papers that says, this is what happens to those who mess with friends of David. I confess I was expecting the whole slide him down the bar bit. I'm glad we didn't do that. Oh, Ernie!
No, let me go!
Next question, is Alice all right? She's not afraid of him. He saved her life once, and she's pretty sure he just saved her from something again. He has his answer. She's okay, but the mirror ball will never be the same. His job is done. Now for the real high point of the episode.
Thanks a lot.
That had me laughing so hard I woke Hazel up. Alice is testifying before the grand jury about Ernie's activities. Joan got her a job teaching disco. Louis is slowly learning his place in this partnership and the things he should, and most important, shouldn't do with her. The pandemonium is closed for repairs. Imagine that.
Here. Turn to the page that's marked.
And the unicorn said to Alice, now that we have seen each other, if you believe in me, I'll believe in you. Nice.
Oh, no. Please keep it. I won't need it anymore.
With the help of alcohol, she's been living in her own wonderland. She's ready to join the real world again. She still doesn't know who David really is, and she won't. Maybe someday. I don't need to go into any kind of discourse about teenage alcoholism because the episode said it all. And once again, we did it all with relative unknowns. I mentioned that Donna Wilkes was just getting started. Julie Hill played Joan, and this was her first TV outing. The only real veteran in our guest cast was Jason Kincaid as Louis, and he had only been at it for 3 years. We'll learn that this is another thing this show did. It showcased new and hidden talent. You didn't have to be a Mariette Hartley to get a spot on the show. You just had to be good. How unusual is that? Before this scene, we talked... Good God, David. We tried to do it, Tim. I'm not sure what it is, but she... her rolls and likes to have a roll. Man. She's so weak, he practically... Back at the disco, Louis is getting a... She still has... Okay, come on. We know what's in... We know what's in... Come on, David! The bow in her hair, but...